Hi guys, hope everyone is doing good. In full. Hope everyone's doing good. Welcome to Tuesday evenings live. We're everywhere on the time zone, and I'm just looking for the comments so I can. Oh yeah, I see them now. I'd gone on the big screen, that's why I can see them. Comments. Okay. Who can we work with today? I'm going to say my protection prayer before I start, even though I've done it beforehand. Do it again. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This evening, I'd like to dedicate this service to all those struggling with their mental health, for all those who are afflicted, in need, and all those who could do with support. We pray that heaven's words and Spirit's words will reach you and provide you the comfort that you need. Thank you. And that was divinely inspired, meaning it just all can. Okay, let's see who we can work with this evening. Is Goody Tulane there? Goody Tulane. Goody. Okay. Can I work with you? Yeah. Just hello. Yeah, and just say yes or no as we move through it all. Okay. Okay. I'm going to call it, yeah, Goody. Because just to bring the energy in. Okay. The first thing I have is I have a woman step forward. Okay. And she's talking to me about you doing your hair. And I also feel with this woman, she wants to talk to me about highlights, okay? And she talks to me about getting her hair done in a salon, and she talks to me about like to get her hair done. And I also feel as well that she's talking about her hair isn't curlers, but I feel in her day she had dark brown auburn hairs and just dark colored or whatever. But she talks to me about you getting your hair done, and she tells me that she's around you when you're going to the hairdressers, and she tells me that she's around you when you're around water. And she's telling me at the minute that you've got a lot going on with your emotions. And she talks to me as well about she's saying that water for you is therapy. Oh yes, the hair salon. Okay, and she's talking to me about water for you. She's saying is therapy, and she's saying about the healing that's going on around you. I also want to say, and again, I don't want. I sometimes I want to say this woman's name is called Audrey. Okay, and if it's not, don't disengage, as long as we always can get the essence of the person and the description of them. What I do want to say about this woman, first of all, is I want to say that she's very prim and proper, and I want to say that she's beautiful. I feel that she's very softly spoken, and I also feel with this woman as well that she's very just there's a calming around this woman, if that's fair to say. And I also feel with this woman as well, she tells me that she's helping you sort out stuff in your head, and she's telling me that you're going through therapy at the minute. Okay, now I know we're on a public live and don't want to say too much, whatever, but what I will say about this woman is she's saying that the healing is happening around you. I want to tune into more who this lady really is and more about her. This woman is showing me her in a little silk dressing gown, if you can take that, whatever. And I feel with this woman, she has one foot over the other, and I don't know if you can. She has a cigarette, and she kind of puts it out. Thankfully, I can take any healing. Yeah, and I want to just tune into the description of this woman for a minute and just let us know if you can understand this. I'm drawn to her. This woman, she showed me magazines. She's talking to me about reading magazines, and she's smoking, and it's like she's putting it out or whatever, and she's reading a magazine. Now, I don't feel that this lady was a very heavy smoker, but I do feel she was quite regal, and I do feel she smoked, and it's like she smokes with confidence, and I feel it's like she's nearly proud of her smoking, and she should be. She's very much like, I want to say hip for her age. And I feel as well when she's smoking whatever and putting it out, and she's kind of like, what would I say here? She's joyous. She's really, really fun, and she makes me feel really light in my step. She's cheeky and she's rebellious, if that's fair to say, and she's not afraid to be herself. And she's stubbing out the cigarette or whatever, and I just see her like sitting on this armchair. And it's like I just see these magazines, and I just see this like bringing through the strong essence of it. I also as well not sure if you can take the name Anne or Annie. And I want to say with this woman as well, this woman is talking to me about getting her hair done as well. And she's showing me a hair salon, and she's showing me getting the hair done, and she's showing me what would I say here? It's like I just feel with these two women I have in spirit, they're very much, they love being in this hair salon, they love getting their hair done, and I very much see them. And yes, okay, and I very much see with them. Thank you. And I very much see with these ladies, whatever. They just seem to be very much like I just hear like tuning into what I'm getting more so. I just see that like I hear the hair dryers going, okay, and I feel like the hair dryer being put on my head. Obviously, I don't have hair anymore, but still, it doesn't stop them trying to or put the energy on, which is what we want. And I just see this woman with her hair in a hair dryer. It's the ones in the hair salon, the hair pulled down. And I very much just see this woman reading a magazine. She's also bringing me into her face, and it's like she's showing me like these face masks and face cream or whatever. And I just feel that these ones are very, very manicured, and that they're very like they're into being what would I say here? I'm not just getting the words right to see or getting the word, but it's like time out, spas, all this kind of stuff. I'm feeling with them, but I just feel like as in they're really fond of their relaxation, and they're really really fond of their what would I say just I suppose like looking good, being uplifted, if that's fair to say. I also as well want to talk as well. They're showing me as well a fountain, and I'm seeing water, and I'm seeing basically a wedding that's taken place, and they're showing me a picture of a couple that's getting married or has gotten married, and they're showing me like the photographer taking the photos of them. I'm just seeing the flashes of light or whatever. I'm just seeing this lovely couple are getting their photos taken, and I feel very much getting the strong sense that they are watching over this wedding, and that they were watching over it play out, if that's fair to say. I also feel as well that they're talking to me about. I feel that. The family is in need of a lot of healing, is what they're talking about. And they're showing me as well a family photograph where I feel that these two ladies was in it, but I also feel there's a lot more other spirits coming in or whatever. But I'm seeing a lot of family in this photograph or whatever, and they're just looking in and they're showing me this lovely photograph, a family photograph that was taken with a lot of different people in the photograph or whatever, and they're looking on with a sense of awe. Could you also as well understand to talk to me as well about a gentleman in spirit who had an accident and who died of an accident, and I feel he might have died quite young, maybe 42 or 43, and they talk to me as well about his kids, and they talk to me about bringing in healing for them and helping them find their path, and they talk to me about a young girl and a young boy, and they talk to me about they talk to me about a young girl and a young boy, and they talk to me about this young girl and young boy, I suppose, really growing up without their dad, if that is fair to say, and if you can understand that more, importantly. And they talk to me about bringing up they talk to me about a sense of healing that is that they're trying to bring through for these kids. They also talk to me as well with your uncle. I want to say the name Colin, okay, or Colin, if you can take that. And I also, well, this man Colin, he talks to me about having a broken toe, and he talks to me about pulling ligaments, and he talks to me as well about the kneecaps, and I just feel he definitely had some sort of an accident, and I just feel that he's talking to me about injuries that has taken place. I feel with this man, I'm getting the strong sense that he fell off something, and I'm also getting the strong sense that he had some sort of an accident, that there was Calvin. Okay, close enough, thank you. And I also get the impression of this man that he fell across a wall or he fell across something, but he's telling me that my toe got it. My toe and my legs kind of got it. He is saying to me very strongly, he is saying my head really was what really got it. He goes, but because my head got such a bang, I actually was dumbfounded, and I feel like this man was just like reeling into spirit, and it's like he didn't have time for his head to catch up with him, and it's like he's looking at his toe, and it's like he's the enormity of his passing was so big and such a bang. It's like he's like looking at his toe, and it's like looking at his legs, and it's like he's not able to process that his head got such a bang, because it was all such a bang, if that makes sense. What I want to say as well with this man, he talks to me as well about a man called Joseph, and He talks to me about being in spirit with a man called Joseph, and he talks to me as well about a man, Joseph, who had a heart condition. And he talks to me about another man I have in spirit here for you, and I feel that he's had a heart condition. And he tells me that, and I don't mean to sound graphic, but this is just what he's saying. He's saying that my heart exploded. He's saying my heart exploded. He's saying an artery burst. He's like, I feel like he talks to me as well about his diet, and he talks to me as well about he talks to me about his diet or whatever, and he just talks to me. I feel like this man, he was quite big and a bit overweight, if you pardon the expression, just feels a little bit overweight. And I just feel with this man, whatever, he tells me that he says that he didn't look after himself, and he tells me as well that he didn't. I get the strong sense of this man. He talks to me about food, and he talks to me about having a problem with food, if that's fair to say. And he talks to me as well about eating, and it's like he talks to me basically about not looking after himself. And he's given me these words, and I'm just giving it as I get it. He is saying to me, like, he goes, I was a bit slobby, he goes, and I was a bit shabby. I didn't look after myself, is what he's telling me. And he's saying to me as well that I wish he's saying, I wish I took better care of myself. He also talks to me as well about a car, and I'm not sure if there was some sort of an accident around a car or that something happened around the car, but he talks to me about driving this car or whatever, and he talks to me about getting weak spells. I don't feel that anything happened to him in the car, but I do see this man lying on a floor, and I do feel with this man that he was, as in that something happened, he was on the floor, whatever, and he talks to me as well about being there for quite a bit, but he talks to me very strongly about giving somebody a fright, and he talks to me about a woman coming in and finding him, and he talks to me about the fright that this woman got, and he wants to send lots of love to her and saying, oh, I'm so sorry, even though it's not his fault, but he's carrying through this, and he's saying that I'm sorry. He's saying, I wished that person didn't have to find me like that, whatever. And I know that it's shocked them, and I know that it's hurt them, and I know that it's sent them reeling, and I know that it's left them with a sense of guilt. And I also as well want to throw out the name Maud. If you can take the name Maud, I don't know who. I presume Maud is with the sister. I'm with Goody Tulane, Sharon. But yeah, what I want to say with this man, I'm going to wrap it up soon. But what I am going to say with this man is that he wants to say that he he doesn't want her to feel guilty, and he wants her to get on with her own healing journey. And I feel it with this woman or whatever that it was quite distressing, the whole situation, and it's really I would say disturbed her, and it's just made her feel very uneasy. And he wants you to pass forward a message that he's okay, he's at peace. It is what it is, and it was what it was. But he wants her to grab healing with both hands, and he wants her to take any support that is available to her, and he just wants her to be at peace and to get the help that she needs, is what he's saying. But he wants her to know that he is there, that he is always going to be there for her, and he just wants her to be at one with herself, because he's at peace now. But thank you so much, Goody Tulane, for letting me work with you and for cooperating. It's nice just to have the feedback as we go along, because otherwise it's like I'm just talking to a wall. But thank you so much for letting me work with you this evening. Thank you. Okay. Could I work with Sharon Marie Brett, please? Okay, so you've asked a question about your sister. Okay, just doing me clearing. Okay, let me see. Is my sister okay in spirit? I don't know if this song has any relevance to you before we get into it, but there's a song that steps forward, and I don't know if it was connected with you or not, but if not, just say yes or no. If not, we'll keep going with your sister if we can get her. The song that comes forward for me it's the song, and it says, I would have given you all of my heart, but there's someone that's torn it apart. and I'm sure gonna give it my all. And maybe we can try to love again. Does that song mean take any resonance for you? Because before you came in, that song came straight into my ear, and I just felt that I had to say it. I'm not sure if you. I see that you've typed yes, but I'm not sure. Yes, it does. Okay. What I want to say about this girl that steps forward, is like I'm drawn to this lady, and she talks to me about looking in at a wedding, okay? And it's like I see with this lady that she's looking at it from the curtains, and it's like I see this couple getting married, and I just see her looking in, okay? And I want to say with this woman as well, as she moves in, this lady talks to me about feeling really cold in herself, and she talks to me about getting a chill, and she talks to me about pains in her back, and I also feel as well with this nice voice there, watch out, and I feel basically that this lady talks to me about getting ill, and she talks to me about feeling the cold and feeling the chills on her or whatever. And she talks to me about some sort of an illness that she had, but I'm very much getting the strong sense of this woman. She talks to me about coming down with something. I also, as well, I'm not, just let us know if you can take this. I also as well want to say with this lady, she talks to me about depression, and she talks to me, okay, and she talks to me about depression, but I want to say two things to this lady very strongly. She's talking to me about depression, and I also feel with this lady, she talks to me about a chill. I'm very strongly getting the sense of it's like I feel like I've got the flu, and I feel like I've got it's more sinister, or not sinister. It's certainly more serious than the flu, but it feels like I've got a chill in my body, and I feel very, very cold, and I feel very, very off form, and I just feel fluey, if that's fair to say. And this lady as well. And she was murdered. Okay, because with this lady, basically, I just and I suppose I'll just tune into the lady I have, and maybe we can just don't say too much yet, because the whole point is that we can just tune into who we have rather than, I suppose, you giving me too much. But I thank you for your feedback, though. That I appreciate that. But what I want to say with this lady, and we'll just keep going about who this is, and if you see where we're at, and then see who else we can bring in. We'll just work with who we have. And yeah, we'll just keep working with who we have, and who knows if we. I just don't know if I get your sister yet until I tune in. Do you know what I'm saying? Because like I just the only way I can work is just I tune into whoever is there and try and work with them, and that's sometimes I suppose it's like postcode lottery as they call it, but it's just I suppose I can't just get your sister just yet. I don't know until you can validate who I have or not have, as the case may be. And what I want to say with this lady is basically she's becoming in. This lady I feel is more of a, as I'm tuning in more, I feel like it's this lady is a lot thinner, and I do feel, and sometimes as well, and I know I'm not to go on, but I do feel as well sometimes what happens, I always find the older spirit come in first, and then to bring in whoever. It just depends. But with this lady, basically, whatever she's talking, this lady that I have in spirit, I do feel it's more of a grandmother I have coming in, and I feel that she's quite thin, and I do feel she's got quite a cold or whatever, and she's got a cardigan on or whatever, and she does talk to me as well about she's telling me very strongly at the minute, I feel with your sister, she has her to the side, but I do feel that the sister at the minute is not able to speak. I do feel that she's finding her way with things, and she's telling me that your grandmother I have at the minute is telling me very strongly that this lady is not able to speak just right now, whatever, and that she's finding her steps, and she's finding her pace. I do feel, and as you said there, you had depression. I do feel with this lady that she's talking to me about your head is quite blocked at the minute, and I feel when it comes to receiving messages and stuff, it's not that they're not there, but it's about how much you can take, and it's about how much are you able to digest at the minute. And I feel at the minute that your head has had a lot going on. It's been busy. There's been a lot happening constantly, whatever, and it's telling me that in terms of finding your own space, whatever, I just feel with this woman at the minute, she wants to try and slow you down, and she wants to try and the essence of this lady at the minute is telling me very much that there's a lot of sickness going on, and there's a lot of illness going on in the physical world at the minute, and particularly maybe around you, and she's trying to bring in the energy of I'm just seeing her doing this around you, and she's just like trying to calm down your head, if that's fair to say. and she's trying to just relax or whatever, and she's just saying about she's trying to bring in a more settled energy and a more relaxed energy. And I do feel as well with this woman, whatever, this woman that I came in at the start was she's a thin lady. She's got a cardigan on. I want to say she's wearing all the colors. I see this lady wearing a very light and bright luminous pink, and she's wearing a skirt. And I do feel with this, it's not attire that you would see I suppose people wear it today. So I feel with this lady, she's telling me she's in spirit quite a long while back. I do feel as well that this lady is in spirit maybe about 20 to 25 years. She's doing this around the head, around you, whatever. And she is very strongly around you, around the healing. I very much see as well with your sister. She's, and I'll always give it as I get it. I feel like she's given me this picture of keeping your sister to one side. Okay, and what she wants you to know is that your sister is safe, but I very much feel that your sister is trying to come forward, and I feel that your nan is stopping her from coming forward because she's telling me at the minute that your hand is full. And it's not that spirit forcefully stop people coming forward, but they know what's best, and when we open up the space, we ask for their guidance and their wisdom, and this is what they bring forward. And she is saying at the minute that with your sister, I feel that I'm not sure if there was a man involved or there was a problem with a relationship, but she talks to me about a problem with a relationship, and she talks to me about things getting quite heated, and she talks to me about a lot of noise. And I also feel as well with your sister, this is your grandmother telling me this, it's like that there was a lot going on in this woman's head, and I feel that her passing was quite hazy. And I feel that this lady, while she may, certainly, I know you said that the poor woman was murdered, but I feel with this woman that she maybe didn't have her senses when she passed. And I feel that while to the ordinary person having time to sit back and analyse the details of it, it can seem quite traumatic. But to this lady, I feel that she didn't feel it as that it didn't actually happen the way that it has been said. And what I mean by that is that it's like with this lady, she's saying to me that she feels, what would I say here? It's like, I feel that she just didn't have her senses when she passed. And that was nearly a blessing to her under the circumstances that she didn't have her senses, so to speak. I do feel as well, and I don't know why, but I'm just getting the very strong sense about this situation that this lady was out of her mind, and the fright and the shock and all that. I just feel that it was very much that she wasn't processing, oh my God, I'm actually dying, if that is fair to say. I just feel that her mind was not in her body, if that's fair to say. What else can I really say? I feel like that there's a man around you, and I want to talk as well about another man called Paul. And I feel that maybe Paul is alive and well. I'm not sure. I feel that this is a person that is support around you or whatever. And I do feel that there's a man around you. And I do feel that he's quite strong. And I want to say the name Paul, if he can take that. And I feel with this man as well that he is... I feel like that he's I just feel like a real tower of strength, and I feel that his heart is really broken for you, but really, really open. Just let us know if you're still there and if you can take this. And I just feel as well what they're saying to me is they're talking to this man that is a good support to you, and they're whispering in your ear and they're saying she's saying she's got good support. She said mention I think a man called Paul. And she's saying he's really good support to you. And she goes, but I feel at the minute there might be problems harnessing that support. Hi, Patrick. And yeah, I'm not sure if you're still here or not, but I don't presume you would have dropped off. But I just let us know. Paul is my son's middle name. Okay, because we're talking to me about Paul, but I got the very strong sense they're talking to me about a partner, and they were saying to me that this partner is quite a good support to you. And I do feel that there's love around you, if that's fair to say. And what I mean by that is that I feel that you're protected, and I feel that, you know, you've got support that you can draw on or whatever. But I feel at the minute it's difficult for people to get into you, and I feel that there's people around you that is maybe at the minute they're pissing you off, is what I want to say. And you just don't have the energy for them because your battery, your social battery, or your battery that we all have is drained, and you don't have it to give, if that's fair to say. But I just feel with this lady, whatever coming in or whatever, she's a sorter. Okay. And what I do want to connect with lastly is that this lady gives me the very strong sense that she's good at sorting things out. And she tells me, I'm good at sorting things out. I very much feel this lady in her own life, she had her own troubles. I feel she lost her husband. I feel she had her own challenges in life. I feel that maybe she lost a son as well. I'm not just overly confident on that, but she does give me the very strong sense that she had significant losses in her life, and that she buried people that she didn't have, that she shouldn't have had to bury, that she, that she carried her own crosses, this lady, is what she's saying. And she's saying, I am a sorter. I am working on this. I am helping ye all get through this, as above, so below. And she's saying that my work is continuing upstairs as it is downstairs. And what she means by that is the way I carried on in this life, the way you remember her, the way she had it going on, her way of, I just feel that this lady, she comes into a room and there can be a lot going on, and she comes in and it's like all of a sudden everything just feels really at ease. Everything feels like it's going to get sorted, that it's like, I just feel really safe with this lady. And I just feel with this lady as well, it's like she's like able to put things in their place. She's able to figure out a situation very, very clearly, very, very quickly. And she's able to get stuff done. But I do feel with this lady that she's sorting things out, but she wants you to work with her. And how you can do that is by connecting with the essence of who she was. And what I mean by that is how you remember her. And I think you remember her as a very strong person. I think you remember her as somebody who, I think, remember her as somebody that I suppose was a grafter, but more importantly, I just feel as in, just was able to work through things. Was very, that's the word, I just couldn't get it. Very practical. And she had her 2 feet on the ground. She was very practical, but more importantly, she was balanced in the sense of she had a reasonable perspective on things. She is with you, there's no doubt about that, but it's just you need to feel that is what the key thing is. And she just wants to say that she's looking after your sister. Your sister will come through more and more and more in time, but I do feel at the minute it's your sister. It's not that she can't talk, she would talk, but I think the key message I wanted to bring forward to you, and it came at the start, and it's here again, is it's not about how much they can say, it's about how much can you digest. And that's the key thing at the minute with your sister. She's safe, she's with your nan, she's looked after. And she's also with Grandad as well. Grandad has a problem with his throat, and she says Grandad's moaning a little bit, but don't mind him. But I just get this strong sense that everything is going to be okay, because everything will be okay. And these people are able to reach where you can't. Look after yourself, look after your mental health. Stay connected to your family, support those who support you. If you don't feel like doing something, she's saying don't. If you do feel like doing something, do. But don't block people out, is what she wants to say. But thank you so much for letting me work with you, Sharon, and lots of love to you, and condolences on your sister and that, the difficult situation. But lots of love to you in the spirit world and in this world. Thank you. Okay. Let me see who I can work with. Okay, could I work with Lucinda Austin, please? Hi, Lucinda. Anything from spirit for me, please? Okay. I'm just clearing. In case I don't know, I do the chakra symbols just so I can clear the energy and keep the space clear. Okay, Lucinda. I have a spirit step forward for you, okay? And the first thing he says to me is, tell her she's getting wise. Tell her she's getting wise. And this man as well is joking when he says it, but he says, tell her she has my looks. Tell her she has my looks and she's getting my good looks. She's getting my good looks is what he's bringing forward. This man as well, I'm not sure if he can take why he'd be showing me a pack of playing cards, but he's taking out a pack of playing cards, whatever, and he talks to me about romance around you, okay? And he talks to me about romance, and he talks to me about her getting her affairs in order and getting her head in order. And he's saying she's starting to think right because she's listening to granddad's advice, is what he wants to say. And he's saying, whether you realize it or not, he's saying, I am in your ear. I am the voice of reason when you're looking for it, is what I want to say. And he talks to me as well about, he's saying as well, and just let us know if you can take this or not. He's saying to me as well that he's showing me, like, this man now in spirit is showing me a phone, okay? And I'm showing like this this phone with the wire coming out of it. It's like, it's an old phone. I don't know if you remember them or not. And it's like, I don't feel you would, but I do. It's like the phones, like, you lift up and the wires coming out of them. This man is on the phone or whatever, and I feel like his job is to give me the very strong sense of a telephone. And it's like, I'm looking at this telephone or whatever, and it's like he's saying to me about talking to somebody on this phone, and it's like I feel he was giving orders on this phone. And I also feel as well this man had a phone in his house when people didn't usually have phones, and it's like I see him talking to somebody on this phone. But it's like I also feel as well with this man that he was quite a good communicator. I also as well want to say the name James or Jimmy to you, if you can understand that. And I feel with this man as well that he's straightening himself up a little bit more now. And I'm not sure if this man as well ran some sort of a shop or what, but I just feel with this man, I'm drawn to I feel like he's giving me this strong sense, and not sure if I can take that, sorry, okay. And he's just giving me this strong sense, he goes, of being on a phone. And it's like I see as well this man, it's like he's talking to me about the gadgets that they had at that time. And this man as well also had a cap on his head, and it's like a grey cap on his head. And it's like he's taking it off, and it's like he's putting it to one side or whatever. And I do feel that you wouldn't have met this man, but I do feel you would have had a slight sense of who he was. But he's telling me very strongly that you're his spirit guide, okay? And he's also telling me as well that I don't know if I feel like that he's showing me you in a car, and he's showing me isn't you driving, okay? And he's talking to me about you moving forward. And I feel like with you, he's telling me that you've worked for things, and what he means by that is that you've like, I feel like as in you have a job, and I feel you've saved up and you bought maybe a car. I feel like you've saved up for these bits and pieces, is what he's telling me. And he's saying that you're buying practical things for yourself, and you're finding a way forward, and you're finding what would I say here, that you're getting more independent, that you're getting more mature. Is this making any sense with you? I'm not sure if it is or not. I know you said you couldn't take the other parts, but I'm not sure how much of this you can actually take. Just let us know. Just let us know if you can take it or not, because I suppose no point me going, no, sorry, that's okay. Well, look, if you can't take it, you can't take it. That's okay. I'll move on then, because that's what I tuned in. I don't know if anybody else can take this or not. If they can, just let me know. I don't know if anybody else can take it. Who do I need to connect this person with? I'll give it another second. If anybody can take this man in spirit, so I want to say a man called James or Jimmy, okay? A man on a telephone, wearing a grey hat. He wants to talk about somebody with a sense of confidence. He says about somebody saving up and getting things, getting their own independence, moving forward. He talks to me as well, this man, he says about them, they're starting to get wise. And okay, so he's saying that they're starting to get wise. He's this man in spirit. I want to say his name is James or Jimmy, and he's wearing a grey hat, and he's on a telephone, and he talks about saving up for things and taking practical advice. And he's saying about them getting wise, but he's very much giving me the strong sense that what would I say here? that somebody is moving forward. But if nobody can take it, I'll just move on. But I just wanted to connect the man if somebody could take it or not. Okay, Christine. Okay, could you take as well with this man? I want to say that I don't, and this is the difficult part. I do feel that the particulars of this man might be a bit difficult for people to take, but I suppose I want to make this provide more evidence towards. Okay, Rachel can. I want to provide. The man is very particular, but I want to provide more evidence to the person that I'm connecting with. This person is very strongly. He's saying to me, this person has got a new car. They've saved up for a new car. They've bought practical things for themselves. Rachel said she can. Okay, and they're buying practical things for themselves and they're moving forward. But he says to me as well that they've got my looks, and he's saying that in a joking way. But he's saying this man has a lot of wisdom to him. I also feel as well that he's got. Remember, he was okay. Rachel, I feel like I might be working with you if that's okay. I do feel as well this man wants to tell me that you're very, very independent or whatever, but he's talking to me about this man is talking to me very much about your communication is opening up. And what he means by that is he's saying that you're starting to trust in yourself more and you're starting to be more in tune with yourself. And he's saying to me as well, yeah, I feel like I'm working with Rachel. I'm just getting that vibe. He's telling me you're more independent. You're starting to trust what you say more. You're starting to trust what you think more. You're starting to communicate a lot more. Could you also take as well with this man? I want to say with this man, and I'm not picking up what it is that he does, but he keeps bringing me forward a telephone. He keeps bringing me back to a telephone. And he talks to me about this telephone. And he's just showing me him sitting here on this telephone. He's showing me like the wire coming out of it or whatever. And it's like I see with this man or whatever, it's like he's like talking on the phone. I do feel with this man, he existed back in the 60s or 70s. I do feel we're going quite a considerable period back. And I'm very much getting the strong feeling that he's telling me that I was able to be on a phone when nobody really had phones. And he's really stressing to me the novelty of being on this black phone. And it's like, I feel it's like he was quite, I feel like he had a really good job. And I feel like he needed this job, that he had some reliance on it. I am having to speak on the phone. Okay. And I feel with this man, yeah, so like he keeps stressing the telephone for him, but also you can take the telephone, which is good. I know going further back, it's obviously difficult sometimes to know the particulars of a spirit when it's going, but I always feel when spirit communicates something, they know that the person that they're giving it to, that there's some way of validating this, because the whole point of this is to provide evidence and to show you that we're with the right person. This man as well tells me, whatever, I'm seeing you in a car, whatever, and he's talking to me around a boy around you, and he's saying to me about, and I don't think he's going to say boy, but he's talking to me about man trouble. And could you understand why he'd be telling me around you not being bothered anymore? He's saying there's somebody around you, you're just not bothered anymore, you're just not feeling it anymore. And he's saying you're starting to get wise. He's certainly given me the very strong impression that you're on the right path, that you're doing the right thing for you, you're thinking the right thing. This man is a voice of reason. I also as well want to say as well, could you understand or take the name Billy with this man, because he's given me the name Billy, and he's saying to me about Billy, and I feel like I want to say Uncle Billy. He's just given me the name Billy, and I feel as well because he's saying to me that she's not bothered anymore. She's really not bothered anymore. And he's saying to me that once you get into your own independent mind and start to work on yourself, you'll start drawing to you what you really, really need. He's saying to me as well that you have a lot of holes in the soul. And what he's saying to me about that is he's saying to me, sometimes she gets quite wound up about things. Sometimes she gets quite wound up about people. Sometimes when we can all take this, I can anyway. He's saying sometimes we can get very much, what would I say here? Caught up in our own thoughts and get dizzy and make things complicated. But he's saying you're unraveling all that. And he's saying, thank God. He was like, you're starting to produce results with that. I also as well have a lady step forward here or whatever. And she's given me a very much a faint voice, whatever. But I want to say something to hear about a man I also have in spirit. And she's talking about somebody getting... I don't know if somebody hung themselves, and I know I don't want to be graphic, but she talked to me about somebody that had a trauma around the throat or whatever, and she talks to me about a significant loss around you or whatever. This person, she talks to me about the throat, and she talks to me about somebody having some sort of a trauma around the throat. But what I do want to say about the grandmother that I have here, whatever, she talks to me basically about she talks to me about, I feel like grandmother is coming forward, whatever, and she's hanging out clothes on the line. Okay, this lady is hanging out clothes on the line or whatever, and I want to say she loves the smell of fresh clothes. Coming back to the man with the throat, okay, the suicide. I feel it was suicide. Okay, let's call it what it is. I feel it was suicide, and I feel that this man hung himself. And she talks to me basically. She's saying to me very strongly. She's saying, "I've got him now. I've got him now. I'm keeping him busy on this side." And she's saying, "I'm keeping him busy on this side." And I'm very much seeing this young lad as a small child now. Now he was older when he passed, but he's I feel like this gentleman in spirit is gone back younger, and he's with his nana, and he's like pottering around this lovely green field, and he's hanging up clothes on the line for her, and he's just with her energy, and they blend together quite beautifully. And I just feel as well with this woman, I want to say the name Pat or Patricia, if you can take that. And I feel basically with this lady, Pat or Patricia, she basically has got like black, kind of blackish kind of hair. But yeah, I just want to say with this lady, most of all, that she says, I feel like with this lad or whatever, she tells me that he was very vulnerable, and she tells me that not to blame anybody, but she just tells me that he was in a very bad situation and he wasn't around great people. And it's like I just see this man's energy was really it's like there's like a lot of wires around this man. And what I mean by that is it's like his head was just fried, and there was just like so much going on. His head was really complicated, is what he's telling me. And he's just saying like there was just so much going on around my head all the time. And it's like he's telling me like I have this sense of this man. He's telling me it's like I was dizzy, and it's like he's saying I was dizzy. It's like I was constantly, my thoughts is mangled. My thoughts is absolutely mangled, and I couldn't think straight. And everything in this world kind of just felt very frustrating and confusing and just tangled. And what I feel with this lady, gentleman tonight, and what I do want to say with this man is this, is that he's with his grandmother now, and that she's helping him heal, and she's helping him really see what went wrong, and more importantly, that freshness, that soul freshness. It's like his soul is yes, his soul is pure again, and it's fresh. I just feel very fresh with the two of them, whatever. And I just feel with this young lad with his nana, it's like he's just delighted to be back with her again. And it's like the two of them are reflecting on the whole experience, but there's no shame or guilt or fear. Yes, it's a shame that things couldn't have worked out, whatever, but not shame in the way we have shame. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like very much devoid of all of that crap, I want to say. And he's very much at peace now. I also want to say with this man, I feel like he loved motorbikes. I also feel with this man that he had a connection with motorbikes, and I feel with this lad or whatever that he was he's saying to me like kind of joking, I was a bit of a Jack the Lad, or it's like I was a bit wild. I was a bit wayward, is what he wants to say. But he's saying that I'm not wayward anymore because she's keeping me straight. She's keeping me on the even keel or whatever. I do feel with this man as well. He's showing me spanners and hammers and all this stuff, whatever. And it's like he's with an older man in spirit. And there's an older man in spirit sorting out spanners and showing spanners of all different sizes. And I'm just seeing this man shining spanners, and like this older man he has in spirit with him now is shining spanners, and this young lad, it's like he's a little child again, and he's just roaming around looking at these spanners, and it's like he's in awe of everything. He's telling me that I was was brought back to my natural state. I was brought back to my childlike state, and he's just. I feel with this man, he's definitely at peace. There's no mistake about that. He's definitely with the right people. There's no mistake about that, and he's heavily supported. And I also would say that there's no mistake about that. These are words that I wouldn't usually, but this is all his words he wants to throw in at me. The last I would say is he talks to me about a poem that was read at his funeral. He talks to me about a scroll or of some description or whatever, and he's talking to me about his graveside, and I feel like he's showing me like I suppose the last thing I'd say is, could you take the connection with a motorbike? Because he's showing me here like a model motorbike being placed on a grave, and it's like I see with this woman like daffodils and flowers is being placed to the other side or whatever. I just do feel with these couple this man and woman, I feel that there's a young lad that died by suicide, and the woman, I feel that they're buried together, and I feel that their resting places are very much together, if that's fair to say. But yeah, I'm going to leave his love with you and his kindness, and the most of all I will say, thank you. Most I will say, and they're saying to you, Rachel, is you're on the right track. That's the most important thing. You're on the right track now. Stay on the right track. So thank you. And thank you so much. I'm glad. It's funny how it works, because at the start I was like, oh God, if Lucinda can't take this, I don't know where I'm going to go. And then that girl was able to take it, and then everything else that came through. So it's all directed by them, really. It just goes to show, yeah. Let me see. I'm not going to go too long over past 8 o'clock, but just to ask, Stace, is there anybody booked to come on after 8 o'clock, just in case I need to wrap up beforehand? Just let me know. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, could I work with... okay, thank you. Thanks very much, Stacey. Could I work with... Brenda, please. Brenda, where are you? Yeah, Brenda. Yeah, Brenda Askew Lucas. Let me take some water. Okay, Brenda, let me see what we can get. And just say yes or no as we go through it. That's all I ask. Thank you so much. Okay, Brenda. I'm very much showing a man, okay, and just clear the energy. I'm very much showing a man or whatever, and I feel like that he's digging soil, okay. And I also feel as well when I'm tuning into your energy or whatever, I'm showing you with a cup of tea, and I'm showing you drinking this cup of tea. And I just see basically, it's like you're looking out. So I'm not sure if you've got a nice garden or a garden. I want to say that I feel like you're looking out on a garden or whatever, and I feel like you're a bit of a gardener, if that's fair to say. And I feel basically when I'm looking around, whatever, I just been to show me about talking to you, get this feeling of coldness, but they're just showing me this you drinking this cup of tea and looking out across the garden or whatever. And I want to say that you're digging crops, or I feel like that you're I feel like it's like I'm just showing like this landscape, and I feel like you're I will say having fun creating it. They're telling me that you're a little bit rough and ready, and what they mean by that is that you take things as they come, and you get on with things, and you don't believe in going to any excess, but you like things to look nice. I feel like you're quite green-fingered, if you can take that. And I just feel as well that with this man or whatever around you, I feel like I have a man here with me or whatever, and I feel very much the essence of this man is I feel that he was a bit of a farmer. I feel like he could turn his hand to anything, but I'm very much getting the strong pain in my foot. But it's like he's telling me that I've done a lot of digging, is what I want to say. And he talks to me about digging things out, if that makes sense. And I feel as well with this man or whatever I'm tuning into, I want to say that he had black hair in his day, but it got bald as the years went on, or lost his hair as the years went on. I'm very much showing this man as a lovely black head of hair. I feel like he's dad, and I feel like dad's in spirit, if that's fair to say. And I feel with this man or whatever, it's like as I'm looking at him, whatever, I feel like he's talking to me, but wearing clothes that It's like he's talking to me about wearing clothes on good days. We had a garden growing up. Okay, he's talking to me about wearing clothes on good days. Do you have a garden right now, and do you do gardening right now? Because I do get the sense that you do a bit of gardening right now, and I do feel that you've got that you're a bit of a dab hand at it. You're quite good at it, is what I want to say. But with this man, whatever they have in spirit, or whatever, I do feel very strongly that he was a bit of or he was a farmer at heart. I do feel as well he talks about wearing Sunday bests, and he talks to me about wearing clothes only on good days, and then every other days you wore your ordinary stuff. I also feel as well that Brent, okay, no, I like growing flowers. That's fair enough. I do feel as basically as well that with this man, whatever, it's like when I look out at your garden, I did see like flowers, and I did see it's like I just see it's like you looking out at this garden, you've got appreciation for it, and it's like I felt you put work into it, and I do feel that there was like you're a green fingered is what he wants to say, but he's saying, did you get that from me? I also well had this man, he's talking to me, and again, you probably think, what is the relevance of all this? I don't know either, but it's like he's talking to me about ivy and giving you ivy, and it's like he's talking to me about cutting out bits of ivy or whatever. This man, I feel, wants to do up your garden. Okay, he's very strongly talking about gardens, and it's like he wants to do up your garden, and I feel he's got ideas for the garden, is what he's telling me, and he's just doing that. He's saying, I've got ideas for the garden. I could do this, I could do that, I could put that here, I could put that there. He's very much around you in terms of getting ideas out there, is what I want to say. I do feel as well with you, whatever he tells me, I don't know. I want to say as well, do you live in the countryside? Because I feel like you live where there's not many people around, if that's fair to say. I feel that it's not isolated or too rural, but I just feel it's kind of up. He's giving me the strong sense that you live up out of the way, is the vibe I'm getting of this man. I very much as well feel that mum and dad is both I grow in ivy. Okay. I also feel as well that with this woman, I have this woman in spirit, whatever. And I want to say with your mum that she's a bit of a fusspot, okay? And I feel with your mum that she's quite serious, and she's quite jumpy, if you can take that. And I feel as well with this woman that she's got papers, and gosh, in the city, but away from people. Okay, yeah, because I just feel he give me the strong sense that you're up out of the way. He's just showing me that you're on a height, and it's like I feel you're up where there's not many people. That's the vibe I'm kind of getting off it, that you're not around people, and it's like it's up out of the way. I don't feel like you're rural into the countryside, but I do feel that you're up out of the way, that you're not around people. It just felt a little bit isolating or something, is what the vibe he's giving me off this. Your mum. I want to talk about your mum. I want to say about your mum, can you take the name Nuala? And now I'm not sure if Nuala is mum or Nuala is another person, but I want to say the name Nuala. I want to say about this woman that's stepping forward. She's quite she's very nervous, okay? She's very, very nervous, and she's very cautious. And she's talking to me as well. It's like I feel like she's always moving about, and it's like she's always fixing things and moving things around, and it's like she's always like what would I say? It's like keeping everything set. Her hands are always busy. That's the main thing I want to say about this woman. Her hands is always busy or whatever. And I do feel with this woman or whatever that she was quite she's giving me a wink, and it's like she's telling me that it took her time in spirit to really believe that life was not as serious as what she felt it was at times, if you can take that. And I feel as well with this lady that she talks to me about cataracts on the eyes, and she talks to me about not being able to see with her eyes, having problems with her eyes, if that's, yeah, cataracts or something is what I want to say. And she talks to me about being visually impaired in her last couple of years and finding it difficult to see. And she talks to me about losing her reading glasses. Can you take this lady, or does this make any sense to you? Is what I want to ask. Just let us know if it makes any sense. Just yes or no. Just let us know if you can. Home make always clean and cooking. She has good eyes. Okay. Because I'm very much, I wanted to say this lady that she was talking about, like, her eyes. And it's like, I just felt like there was something going on here with the eye. And it's like, I felt there was something in it. But if you said she's got good eyes, she's got good eyes. Um, I do feel with this lady as well as like she talks to me about her reading glasses, and I do feel with this lady it's like everything feels really close. So I feel like she was either I feel she was short sighted. Okay, now I know you said you can't take that, and that's I respect that. It's just I got that very strong feeling with this woman. I last thing I will say is I feel with this woman is she's telling me that and that was the most important thing. She's saying that don't take the world as serious as what it presents itself. And she's saying that very much with this lady at times, it's like how things present them. This is her lesson. How things present themselves sometimes is not how they truly are. And sometimes it needs, she talks to me about having, and I hope you can take this. All I can do is give it as it is. But she talks sometimes maybe about having contempt prior to investigation. And what she means by that is she goes, sometimes I kind of didn't read too much into things and I made up my own mind too quickly. And she's saying that if I had my time again, I wouldn't rush into things, and I'd take my time. I would take my time to see how I feel about things rather than kind of rushing headlong in, if that's fair to say. The last thing I want to say or whatever, no, I feel like that's I suppose as much as I can really say. I hope that made some sense for you, Brenda. And I hope that made some sense. Thank you so much. Who can I work with? Let me see. We'll stay on for a little bit, seeing as there's nobody coming in behind me. Let me see. Is Elrica Freedom there? Thank you, Brenda. I hope that made some sense for you, and I hope that you got something out of that. I'm not sure if you did get anything out of that. Just let us know, one way or another. Hi, Elrica. Good evening. Hope you're well. Please, any message from me? Okay, let's see, Elrica. Okay. Is your dad in spirit? Okay, because I very much feel I have a gentleman step forward. Okay, and he talks to me about. I feel like he's quite handsome. I feel like he's quite tall, and I feel as well he's got a shaved head. And I feel with this man or whatever, it's like he's got his hands in his pocket and that he's in a suit. Okay, and I also feel as well this man talks to me about being in a coffin, as in a casket or whatever, in a suit or whatever, and I'm very much peering in, and he talks to me about an envelope that was put in when he passed away. And he talks to me as well about an envelope that was put in when he was passed away, or whatever. And he talks to me about his kids, his adult kids now that misses him, if that's fair to say. And I also feel as well with this man or whatever, as I look around, I feel that he talks to me as well about a wife, like a blondie-haired lady. And he talks to me as well about... I feel like as I'm with this wife, whatever, I'm just looking at photographs of them. Can you take this man, or does this make any sense to you so far? And what I want to say basically as well is that he talks to me basically about your heart. I feel like you're not grieving as heavily over this man anymore, but I do feel that he is, what will I say? I do feel it's been a bit of a roller coaster for you. And I do feel with this man, whatever, there's a lot of... what would I say? I don't know if you can take this or not. Just let us know. And I just feel with this man, wherever he's telling me that things are a lot more smoother for you now, and things are going a lot more, are going easier is maybe the better word. You're not finding things as challenging. I do feel the emotions was quite tough at times, and I do feel that there was like a wave of emotion. I'm not sure if you're still here or not. Just let us know, because I'm not sure if you can take this or not. Just yes or no is more than enough. A friend, okay. I feel with this, when you say a friend, is this the man in spirit? Because I want to say, like, I feel like I have, let me see, is your dad in spirit? Because I very much felt that I was working with dad, and I felt basically that I felt like you were missing this man quite a lot, and I felt that he was your dad. but I also felt as well there was a wife, and I felt there was children around this man. I felt that you were one of the children, and I just feel as well that with your heart and whatever that like it was quite difficult for a long while, and I feel you were overcome with emotions, and I feel it was like one thing after another, after another, after another, and I feel it was just it was quite breathless. It had taken you quite a long while to kind of deal with your emotions. I feel like they kind of knocked you for six, if that's fair to say. Yeah, I'm not sure how much more of this you can take or not take, so I'm probably going to move on. But yeah, I think I'm going to move on because I'm just not sure if you're able to take it or not. I feel like I'm definitely working with a dad here, and I feel he wants to talk to me about his wife, and he wants to talk to me about. I feel like this man basically definitely my grandfather because he called me his Mona Lisa. Okay. Okay, I feel like with this, yeah, because I feel like as well, and I'm just going to keep going, deliver it back. And again, my energy is starting to dip a little bit, so I apologize. I feel like with this man, I have to bring it back to the basics again. Okay. I feel with this man or whatever, he talks to me about, I feel I'm drawn to this man. He's he's fresh. He feels quite fresh. He doesn't feel like an old man. He feels like a man in his 40s, 45, okay? He's kind of come, he was a lot older when he passed, sorry. He was in his mid-60s when he passed. He's telling me he was 66, 67 when he passed. But this man, he looks a lot younger is what I want to say. And I do feel he was quite handsome or whatever. And I feel that he was quite tall. And he shows me a picture taken with his wife. And he shows me a picture with, like, I just see this picture of them together or whatever. And they look quite, they look really happy. They look really, really happy. And I'm drawn to this lady's smile. And the lady's smile is just quite, you know, it's quite infectious, but it's quite broad. And what I want to say about this man or whatever, or about you more importantly, making about you, is he's talking to me about your clothes. Tall and very handsome, yeah. He's talking to me about your clothes, and it's like he's looking at your clothes, and it's like he's saying, she looks really beautiful, is what he's saying. And he's saying she looks really, really good in dark clothes. And he's also saying to me as well, I feel that if he was alive, you wouldn't have told him what you were wearing, because he's talking about your clothes in a very cheeky way. And he's saying like, oh, you know, she wouldn't wear that. If I caught her, she wouldn't be wearing that. You wouldn't be going out of the house looking like that, is what I want to say. And he talks to me, and he's saying that in a joking way. And it's like he's talking to me as well about you doing your nails or whatever. And it's like you have your hands out or whatever. And it's like you're doing your nails. And he's talking to me about, he's saying you're really pretty. That's what he wants to say. He's saying you're really, really pretty. He's saying, but it's taken her, like a lot of people, it's taken you a while to build up your confidence. And he's saying sometimes how you present is not how you're really feeling. And he's saying sometimes, he goes, you put pressure on yourself to feel as good as you look. And he's saying try and focus more on feeling better than you look, if that makes sense. Try and focus more on the inner stuff as well, because he's saying you've got a lot going on in your heart and in your mind, and he's saying there's a lot of work that needs to be done in there. He also talks to me as well about a disagreement that's going on with somebody, if you can take that. And I feel like there's a gentleman around you, and I feel like there's something going on here where you're not getting on the way that you should be getting on. You're not it's like there's a lot of it is so true. Okay, it's like I'm with your grandfather as well. He talks to me about a man that's around you. I want to give you the name Owen. Can you understand why he wants to talk to me about the name Owen? And he talks to me as well about somebody around him, and I feel like there's raised voices, is what he's saying. And he's saying there's a lot going on in with them. Like it's like you're not getting each other. The wires are crisscrossed. He's giving me very strongly this sense of wires being crisscrossed. And he's saying that you need to come back, you need to focus. This man is very practical. He's very stoic. And what I mean by stoic is he's very much like very practical in the areas of feelings. And I just feel with this man or whatever, he's saying, be pragmatic, be realistic about this. Take that step back and look at what's going on with this fellow, because there's somebody around you at the minute, I feel, where your wires are crisscrossed, and you need to sit down, you need to sort it out in a very gentle way, but in a practical way, and sorting things out one thing at a time. I hope that makes some sense for you. But he's just saying you need to focus on one issue at a time. You need to hear each other out. You need to speak it out. You need to focus on what's going on and do it in a very adult-like way, if that's fair to say. I'm not sure if you can take that, but just let us know if you can. I'm going to leave it at that because I feel like my energy is just starting to go down, but I've done my best. I'm glad that you that made some sense to you. Sometimes when you just don't hear people giving feedback, it can be just difficult to know if you're going way off in the wrong direction or what. It's not that what I'm getting is wrong, but I have to make sure that I'm giving it to the right person. That's the key thing. But yeah, thank you so much. And thank you everybody for tuning in this evening. Spirit directs this and I just try my best to follow their lead. But thank you so much. And everybody for tuning in this evening and for being part of the live and for contributing and for making it such a fantastic hour. The healing is taking place nonetheless. Your spirit is always with you. I'm only the middleman. Always remember that. And please God, the next time we will get to talk to those who need to talk, to be spoken to. But we always, even this evening, we do get talking to those who need to get messages to most. That always does happen. But I know for people who might be waiting or might have liked a message and it didn't happen, I know it can be a bit disheartening, but just trust that spirit is there and that what needs to be said will always find a way. So I'm going to close the live. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Stacey, for all your work in the background as well. And thank you, everybody, for contributing and being part of it. Thank you, guys. Good night and God bless wherever you are.